Hey there, greeting everybody and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back here Thursday night. It's time for another episode of Forward Champion. So we have two, before we get going, so I did check the count and I originally was pretty sure there was two AC/DC votes and only one Thin Lizzy vote, but I couldn't find the other AC/DC vote. But as you've seen this happen before, usually if it's a tie, I tend to be like boxing and give the tie to the champion. So I'm going to do that now, even though I think AC/DC actually did win it legitimately. I just can't find the other vote. So AC/DC is still champ. Here they are with their album Highway to Hell. They're going up against a new challenger this week. I had a couple of ideas who I wanted to use, but I decided to go with this album just because I've listened to this a lot over the last year or so, and I really quite like this album. We're talking about Salsbury, or Salsbury, I guess it is, from Uriah Heep. Both really strong albums. This may be Uriah Heep's best album. Some people believe this is AC/DC's best album. I'm not arguing about either of them. I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to present the two combatants. So AC/DC, champion, going up against Salsbury, the challenger. So we'll talk first about the champion. That's normally how I do it. So many of you have listened to this album quite a bit. If you're an AC/DC fan, you've listened to this a lot. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Just going to get my glasses out here. So basically what this show is about, for those new, I have two albums. I talk about both, and then you vote down in the comment section below which one you think is the better album, which one should become the forward champion. Now, AC/DC has won 4 straight, beating out some pretty strong albums. They win tonight. They'll be their 5th one, and they will retire to go to the Grand Championship at the end of the year. There's currently 2 albums sitting there. A Gentle Giant album called Acquiring the Taste, and Supertramp's Crime of the Century are the 2. If they win tonight, they will become the 3rd band. And in all likelihood, if they win tonight, I will probably end the season for the shows because they won't have time for another Grand Champion, and they will end up retired. And then the 3 of those albums will go against each other on the final episode. I'm sorry, my hand's shaking for some reason. So anyways, this album, quite a good album. Not my particular favorite album by this band, in fact, but it's definitely top 3 or 4. There's no doubt about that. Highway to Hell, the title track. This is a song you're going to see a lot of these. A lot of times you'll see these on these TV shows where it's the idol shows and music challenge. Somebody always wants to sing that song. It's always one of the most popular for that. Probably overkilled, but it's still a really good song. Next, Girls Got Rhythm. Great song. Nice heavy riffing. And the album is proliferated with Malcolm Young's riffs, man. Well, Walk All Over You, another great tune. Too Much, Touch Too Much, I love that. And Beating Around the Bush is the one song that I kind of don't have as much an affinity for, but it's still a good song. I just don't have as much of an affinity for it. The flip side, or in this case, song number 6, is Shot Down in Flames. Really cool track. I love that a lot. Get It Hot. And then you have If You Want Blood, You Got It. That one kind of is, to me, like Beating Around the Bush. They're both very similar, I think. Not my favorite songs, but I don't mind them. And then you have Love Hungry Man, which at one point was my favorite track on this album. It's kind of probably burned out a little bit. And then, of course, it ends up with Night Prowler, which is another great song. This is the classic lineup of the band. Bon Scott, Angus and Malcolm Young, Phil Rudd, and Cliff Williams. I think Cliff Williams actually joins on this album. I think this is his first. Oh, no, it's Power Age is his first one. This is his second. Okay, so the challenger, Uriah Heep Salsbury. Now, I haven't listened to this nearly even close to the amount of times I've listened to that AC/DC album. I'm not as familiar with it, although I've probably listened to this year probably over 50 times anyways, maybe closer to 100. This particular CD we are looking at here is a dual CD disc. It has the original the original LP remastered edition, plus the alternate Salsbury. I'm not really sure what the difference is. I think there's 3 or 4 more tracks on the alternate one than there is on the original one. But the original one has 6 tracks. Bird of Prey, great tune. The Park, Time to Live, Lady in Black, High Priestess, and Salsbury. Yeah, so Salsbury's the longest track too, I believe. I don't see there's no indication of its length, but this is a killer album. Pretty heavy. I was trying to decide which album to pick for a challenge today. I had 2 or 3, and I decided this one was the heaviest of the 3. And it was supposed to be heavy metal one. It's supposed to be the challenge this week. So I don't know if you would classify this as heavy metal. I wouldn't. I would think of this as just heavy rock, like hard rock, heavy rock, whatever you want to call it. Really good, great album, lots of really good stuff. And this has got one of their sort of classic lineup to it. I think if I'm correct, I think this is their second studio album. If anybody knows, that would be, you can put that in the comments.